Hi friends, Dean here with Escape to Gaming. I thought I would do an interesting rant or vlog today on YouTube. And I've done a couple of these over the years from different aspects of how I view YouTube and my feelings about it as it's morphing and changing all the time. It's funny, it changes a lot less for people that started it as a hobby many years ago. You know, for me, God, it'll be 8 years ago this coming September. It's hard to believe it's been that long. I've got friends that have been on it far longer than that even. And for me, it's always been just simply a way to express myself. To me, that's what I loved about YouTube. You know, I followed Mark Bussler at CGR, and he was my biggest inspiration. I wanted to be a game reviewer like him. In 2012, I tried. I did several game reviews that year, and I didn't like the pressure. I'd buy a new game in a midnight launch and go race home and try to blow through it in like 2 days, or try to get, you know, deep into the game where I felt that I could talk about the game. And it was just, it was too much. It was too, let me just check this last phone. I got to keep my phone on because I got a lot of stuff going on just in case. It's always something. I'll call them later. It's my doctor. I'll call him later. And I enjoyed doing those reviews. I remember racing through, you know, Hitman Absolution and Far Cry 3, almost to the point where I wasn't enjoying it, where I felt like, I gotta hurry up because I gotta get a review out. You know, I want to get it seen right away. You know, and so after a few months, I realized that that's not what I wanted to do. You know, initially that was my inspiration for YouTube. I wanted to be a reviewer like Mark, not just rip him off and to steal and copy, you know, his set and his background and his, you know, intro. That was not my goals. I was simply inspired by him. He seemed like a very amiable, likable dude. He seemed sincere but yet witty. In fact, I discovered him because I bought my brand new Xbox 360 the day that Wolfenstein from 2009 came out. And I was enjoying the game so much. And I had just discovered YouTube within just a couple months of when I got that Xbox. So it was all new to me. I didn't know. I kind of knew about IGN and GameSpot and Classic Game Room. That was like 3 or 4 channels. I didn't have hundreds like I do now that I'm sub to, you know. And so it was so inspiring, you know, and I love CGR. Of course, Mark is just, you know, he knows his production values really well. He's really good. He's got a great radio voice, that nice deep voice. My voice is not that great. It's getting more gravelly and rough all the time, you know. Like a fucking, I feel like a big fat bail bondsman sometimes at a desk with phones, you know. That's how I feel sometimes. Just need a stogie and a pork pie hat and I'd be all set. But I really did think the world of Mark, and still do. I just recently discovered that someone just told me that he sold all the games, that everyone donated to him. And moved on. It's like, here all this time I felt guilty for asking for my Return Fire game back. God, if I had known he was going to sell them all, I would have asked for all of them back. Where's my Duke Nukem Total Meltdown? I'd like to have it back now. Now I got to go out and buy it all over again. I got to buy a bunch of other games that I still don't have. It's okay. I was happy to do it. It was nice for posterity. It was worth it. In the end, CGR Undertow ended up reviewing most of them. They reviewed pretty much all of my games, but Mark only reviewed like 3 or 4 of them, sadly. But it's okay. In the end, people got something out of the games that were donated. They went on for a greater cause and sharing the wonderful game reviews that Classic Game Room under their auspices did for everyone to enjoy. And they're still there today. You can still see, go on his channel. Now his channel's about reviewing Sharpie markers and Bristol board illustration paper, all that stuff. It's like, God, Mark, what has happened to you? I guess he's out of games. I watched this thing on Amazon Prime for a while. My wife had Amazon Prime, and I saw on their Classic Gamer, oh, look, he's got a thing on Amazon Prime. I didn't even know. I've been off Twitter and shit for years. I don't know what's going on, and I don't even care. I don't want to know. The Twitter is just a cesspool, absolute cesspool, as is Facebook, and I'm so glad I've just got away from them. I have so much more peace in my life and serenity, and that's what I want. That's what my life is about. I only have so much time left. I want to enjoy it in a positive nature, around positive people and things and gaming, and hobbies and that kind of thing, and that's what it's all about. So I wish Mark the best. You know, if he wants to go on and be a cartoon artist and stuff, that's great. I encourage him. He interviewed me years ago in a 3-part interview, and he was telling everyone, that was actually the first time he told anyone about his plans. That's what he wanted to do. You can see that interview. I have it. I took all 3 of their interviews, compiled them into one on my page. I think it's called Mark and Dean, or one of my playlists. I don't even know if it's still there. I'm sure the video is. And Mark has those videos up as well, the 3 interview videos. And where he interviews me, I looked a lot younger, and I was reviewing my car art, which, and I was talking about the early days of my gaming art way back then, 2011 or 12. Or, God, it was before my channel. It was like a year or so before my channel even came out. That's what got me to think of, God, if I had my own channel then, my channel would have blown up, thousands of subs overnight. But I wasn't doing it for the popularity and the subs. I just was novel. I was like, oh, I'm gonna talk to Mark Bussler. That'd be fun to have an interview. It was his idea. I wanted to go visit him and give him his El Camino. And he was like, in a polite way, said no thanks, but no thanks. I could kind of tell that he felt uncomfortable with me coming all the way to him and giving him the gift. It was just awkward for him, perhaps. I don't know. So I respected his privacy and his boundaries. I said, that's okay, dude. It was just an idea. I thought it'd be kind of nice. It'd be novel. I'd love to visit with you, have a beer with you, talk about gaming or whatever. So he felt beholden, perhaps, and he sent me, like a couple days later, he sent me an email back. It was, Dean, how about I do an interview with you about your art? I would like to do that. It might help be a way to expose your thing. And I go, oh, that'd be great. You know, I didn't ask for it, but so we did that, and I'm glad we did. If it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have my YouTube show today. That's what. And I watched, and I showed my parents and my sister. I think I remember they came over to the house, and I showed them the 3-part interview, and they got a kick out of it. You know, seeing me in a YouTube video. But YouTube was so new back then. At least it seemed to me. It had actually been out years before then, but for me, it was all new and exciting, and it was novel. You know, and it got my wheels turning. And I said, God, I was relatively comfortable in front of the camera. I never knew that. I thought, I grew up, I had a real bad stuttering problem. I had to see a speech therapist for years. And my karate teacher was the one that broke me of my stuttering habit. At the time, I was, listening to a lot of Zig Ziglar cassette tapes and positive thinking and stuff like that. Then in conjunction with Anthony Robbins' cassettes as well. And so my mind was already in the right track. And then my karate teacher he helped me to lose 100 pounds in 9 months, and I looked good and felt good. And he helped with those last few keys to unlock the doors to my self-esteem. That was back in the early 90s, like 92, 93 maybe, around there. And all of a sudden I just stopped stuttering, and I could not even go through a McDonald's drive-thru. I had to go inside, and even then I'd have to stutter and stammer or write down what I want and give it to him. I had a deep insecurity with talking in front of people. I don't know where it came from. I just had a kind of a shitty childhood, and I think a lot of that I festered up inside, and I didn't know how to deal well with other people, and communicating. So for me, this is even my YouTube thing, and that's kind of what this whole show's about. I want to talk about the impetus of my YouTube, why I do YouTube, what I think about YouTube, past and present. And people have asked me about starting their own channels, and I've thought about it, and I've been an inspiration to others. I've had other people just blatantly rip me off, I've got a gray background with a black bookshelf. They got a gray background and a bookshelf, I use expressions like, God, if someone put a Mac 10 to my head and forced me to decide what's my favorite PlayStation 1 game, I just say, I don't know, pull the trigger. And then I find someone else stealing those same terms. I've said many times, a man that won't stand for something will fall for anything. And then I hear them using the exact same term. Some people are just blatant thieves. They did the Johnson the Man skit. He ripped that off and tried to emulate that. But yet I'm the bad guy. I'm the one that's the asshole and the phony and all this. Interesting. Very interesting. But this is YouTube today. It's okay to be an inspiration, but when people blatantly thieve from you or moralize and tell you that not to do a burnout, but then brag about pirating thousands of games with no conscience. You're the thief and you're going to moralize to me about driving spiritedly? Okay, whatever you say, dude. Okay. YouTube and the internet is an interesting place. It's like you're right on the edge of the Bermuda Triangle. You just stay out of the main Bermuda Triangle and stay in the sunshine. You'll be okay. Just stay away from the clouds and the lightning and the rough seas, because you'll get swallowed up in the cesspool of negativity and drama and all that. I just have no interest in that. But anyway, moving on. So Mark was an inspiration. I was careful not to rip him off. I've always liked like late night TV shows and Dave Letterman and the Jay Leno show, and I kind of, that's what my show was. What I liked about YouTube was like, wow, you could actually have a kind of like your own little mini TV show. I like to do these half-hour and 45-minute segments. You'll notice my videos, I intentionally do them long, kind of like a television show. Now today, what's funny is that now it's called a podcast. I mean, it's funny, my show has always been the same. My thumbnails since the very first day have been the same. My show has been the same. My escape to gaming concept, music, my sign, which I haven't stolen from anyone, is exactly the same. It was kind of a tongue-in-cheek play on words. I'm a huge movie fan, movie buff, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to have that sign too, is it's kind of like a little subtle hint that I want to talk, and that's why I do my escape to cinema shows. I haven't done one in quite a while. I need to talk more about movies. What happened is I got copyrighted by doing some movie reviews, and on even some static stills I used, I got copyrighted by MGM or Universal or someone. And after that, I've been real nervous. I mean, I could just sit and just hold a DVD up and talk about it, and I guess that's what I'll have to do, because God forbid, I'm terrified to show any footage of, I'd love to do a review of Mad Max Fury Road and show like movie footage of it and stuff, but I don't dare do it. My God, I'm just terrified. Warner Brothers is going to send a hit squad after me. It's not worth it. I don't want to lose my channel because of a misunderstanding. You know, one of my greatest videos was, I think it was a midnight pickups video for the PlayStation 4, or maybe it was GTA 5. I did a great thing at my wife's little Chevy Cavalier, and I've got the music. I had music on just for like 10 seconds, and it caught part of like a Heart song or something. And I kind of realized it and turned it down. Well, years later, I had a friend that, some people still watch my older videos. I forget all about them, but people watch, hey Dean, I just saw your PlayStation 4. I think it was either PS4 midnight launch, or it was a midnight launch for GTA 5. I don't even remember. It was one of them. It was one of my favorite videos. I had a fun drive there, stopped at McDonald's and got a milkshake and food. I'm talking, I get home and do an unboxing of the thing. It was really exciting. And they took all the audio away. And my friend goes, yeah, Dean, I tried to watch your video, your midnight pickup, and they removed all your audio. I go, what? And I went to watch it, and I go, those bastards. I deleted the video. It was one of my best videos. I deleted it. So I'm terrified to do it. I have friends of mine, they've got like Sammy Hagar music playing on their car videos. So I go, God, don't do it. My God, you got balls bigger than I do. Don't do it, dude. It's going to bite you. You get away with it for a while. I got copyrighted in a Canadian April Wine song that I had. I did a video of one of my favorite games. What was it? It was, Roadkill on the PlayStation 2. On my analog TV and my game room. I think the video is still up, I think. I don't know if I took it down or not. Well, they copyrighted that one for the April Wine music that was in the soundtrack. I didn't think anything of it. I'm just copying the game, filming the game and having fun. And then sometimes they'll let you keep the video up, but they'll claim it and they can monetize it, and whatever. You can still see it, but sometimes you can't see it in Belgium or the UK or certain countries. I've had some people who have told me that, Dean, I'd like to watch your video, but I can't see it, It's because I had some music or some image in it that was copyrighted in that country. So because of that, I'm real careful. That's my biggest advice. Be very careful with what you do with music and images, and especially like movies and TV shows and comic books. You're just going to be careful, because it can bite you in the ass, and it bit me in the ass a few times. So because of that, I've had to take down some of my favorite videos because I just didn't know any better. I don't want to steal anyone's intellectual property any more than I want to have people steal my intellectual ideas and witticisms and expressions that are unique to me and my persona. Don't steal them. You go out and find your own. Find your own self. Don't steal from me, please. I don't steal from others. I don't dig it when people steal from me, but anyway. I've had so many people, my friend Russ, who I met, he had his own channel. God, I don't even remember the name of his channel. years and years ago. I think he still has a channel up. He's changed the name of it, and he's morphed it into other things, which I won't get in to describe it, but they're interesting videos. And he actually flew out from Florida just to help me, to teach me Sony Vegas, and because without his help, I probably wouldn't have this show to this day. I'm just so pig-headed with technology. It's like I had this steel wall up that I won't allow new things in or something. So, and it took him a good week to train me on how to make. He helped me make my first couple YouTube intros, and then since then I learned and I made several of them. I love making them now. I haven't made them. In fact, I need to make some new ones. I have all the elements to make another batch. I've made some car-related driving ones. I've made a lot of them with gameplay ones. I've got several. I don't know, maybe 8 or 12. I don't know. I've got quite a few different, and I rotate them. Some have static pictures on my vlogs. Then typically when I have an escape to gaming show where I'm talking about a subject matter, it's not so much a blog, but I'm talking about, hidden gems or must-buy games, and then I'll use the ones that have, Duke Nukem and Twisted Metal videos in the back. I've got a whole bunch of them. I rotate them from time to time. I try to keep them fresh and change things up. But Russ was very instrumental. Thank you, Russ, if you see this. Without him, he even donated a little flip camera. I mean, I didn't know anything about how to film. Back then, we didn't have camera phones you could film them on. I mean, we had flip phones back then. And so he was very instrumental in helping me. And since then, I mean, I helped him get on CGR Undertow. I sent the letter to the assistant to Mark Bussler at Classic Game Room, and I just said, look, this guy's really good reviews, much better than I could do. And they wanted me to do reviews too, but they only pay you like $20 each. So you got to do a whole game review, film it, edit it, and then you send it to them. They put their intro and outro. They give you your goddamn $20, and then they make millions of dollars of advertising revenue off it. Here's your goddamn $20. I can buy a used game, maybe. The price is low enough. So I politely said no. They asked me if I wanted to do them. Well, Dean, we'd love to have we've seen your reviews. Would you like to do reviews for Classic Game Room? I'll think about it, But Russ wanted to do it, so he did it. And after a while, he even got tired. He did a whole bunch of them. That General Lots guy, which I've watched on YouTube, he started off in CGR Undertow as well. And they all got the same, $20 a video. You kill yourself to make a review, and then they made all the money. And then Mark sold all the games. I want my games back, damn it. So, I mean, don't get me going on that. I'm one of the original people that was kind of anti-Patreon and anti-advertising, and I still am. I honestly, and I've even clocked the term that Patreon is like the cancer that has hit YouTube. And that's not to disparage Carrot or Jeremy at Angry Centaur Gaming, ACG, or, Spawn Wave or Classic Game Room, or other people that do Patreon. And part of me is torn because I'm a free-spirited entrepreneurial person. I'm a self-made person. I've had my own business for over 20 years, and I like to be a maverick and to fly solo and not have to punch a time clock like everyone else and stand in line. I mean, there's a self-satisfaction in that. So part of me admires the fact that they want to say fuck the fucking system and doing a 9-to-5 job. I want to stay home and do YouTube, and they have the skills and the knowledge, and they're willing to put in the 50-hour weeks and do it. I mean, I will admit, Jeremy, or Carrot as he likes to be called at ACG, is one of the hardest working dudes. Even when I knew him behind the scenes, was one of the hardest working guys in YouTube. I don't know of anyone that put in more hours. I mean, almost to the point where I was worried for his health. He very little sleep. I mean, he was really putting in a lot of hours. He's worked it. And if anyone has earned it, this is why I'm almost torn to be completely anti-Patreon. A lot of YouTubers aren't getting the ad revenue now, so I'm torn because they render a good service. I understand what they're doing. I can't afford to pay. I have my own bills and my own worries. I'm not asking people to support me. I understand why they do it, and some people can afford it. Some people, it's only $5 a month or $2. Some people pay $20 or $50 a month. I gave them a larger amount a month for a couple months, and my wife found out, and she just said, what is this money being removed from my account? Where did this come from? I said, it's not that much money. He goes, I know, but it's a concept of it. I got enough bills going out. I don't like this money going. My wife, she's the accountant. I have to respect. She's handling all the bills and stuff, and the credit cards. Some of them are primarily in her name, and I have some in my name. My credit is actually a little bit better than hers, but even still, we do everything together. We put all of our stuff in one pool. It's not like you have your finances and I have mine. I mean, we don't do it that way. We put everything together, but yet, if anything needs to be fixed in the house, needs to be painted, I do it. Cars need to be washed or detail oil change, I do it. Brakes need to be done, I'll take care of it. I'll take the car to the dealership, have it handled. In the meantime, if the utility bills and water bill needs to be paid, she does it. She handles that, she does the groceries, stuff like that. So it's kind of we divide up the task at home, whatever. And it's a beautiful thing. It works out nice in more ways than one. But it works out nice. I gotta love my wife. I've got a hot wife. I'm very proud of my wife. She's a good-looking woman, takes good care of herself. She can throw a good one, I'll tell you that. I'm very, very happy with her. I've been with a lot of chicks and been married. This is my third marriage, and I'll never find another one like her. She's hot. She's like the librarian that comes alive behind the scenes. We'll just leave it at that. I'm very, very happy. Things have slowed down a little bit over the years. It's not like it used to be, but I'm very happy with my wife, and because of that, I love her very much. I don't want to do anything to upset her, so when she says, Dean, I can't have this money coming out of you, I just said, and it was embarrassing. I had to send a private message to Jeremy or Kara. I said, dude, I can't do this anymore. It doesn't mean I'm not going to help you, but I can't do it every month like this. Every now and then, she doesn't mind if I make a donation, and I can give you $100 here or $70 here or something. And I just can't do it every month, I'll find can I find another way around PayPal or Patreon, and I'd be happy to do it. And at first, I completely understand, no worries, dude, no, I completely get it, no, don't worry, everything's fine. But then right away, then I get, immediately, the next week, I'm off the podcast, I'm off the Discord thing. I go, okay, I get it. I get the picture. And that's what hurt my feelings. This is not a slight on Carrick. I mean, he's a busy person. I have the utmost respect for him as a YouTuber and a game reviewer, but I was hurt by it. He did a very generous shout out. I will always honor him for that. And I consistently mention him in a positive way because I do respect his hard work. I have torn feelings on Patreon, and it's because of people. I'd like to see him succeed. I wish I could even continue to help him. He's one of the 2 or 3 people that I would like to contribute to if I could afford it. He would be one of them for sure. You'll see this, Carrick or Jeremy, but I think the world of you. I'm sorry that things, we went our separate ways. It's unfortunate, but I still think the world of you, and I believe in your channel, and I would like to see you make it. With or without Patreon. I'm still not a big fan of Patreon, but I understand. YouTube sucks. You can't make a living off from YouTube. I never got into it to make a living. And to me, I'm a hobbyist, but it doesn't mean that I have to get on a soapbox and have it be on a hate campaign against Patreon. Oh, you have Patreon? Fuck you! That's bullshit. That's childish. What are you, in 5th grade? These people have a right. If you don't want to follow them or pay them money, don't give them money. I don't. I watch Metal Jesus and John Hancock and those guys. I don't give them a goddamn cent. I'm not surprised that they don't like or comment back on my comments. And I kind of see, but it's funny, the people that are on their Patreon, they always comment. It's kind of interesting. I saw that pattern, and that's why I said, okay, I just won't comment anymore. I'll like their videos though. If Hancock or Metal Jesus or one of those guys is a Hidden Gems video, and I learned about, Need for Speed Nitro and the Wii, and I never knew about it, which, by the way, I have coming. Steve just bought me that game. Thank you, Steve. I haven't seen it yet, but he said he picked it up for me. It's one of the only Wii games I want, because it's the only Need for Speed game I don't have that's a console Need for Speed game. And it looks really cool, very fun, very much more cartoony and arcadey, but I like that about it. But anyway, getting off topic. So because of that, I watch their things, and I'll glean something from it. I'll like their video. I'll just support them. I like it. That helps their algorithm, so they'll get more views or whatever. And that's all I can do. I don't feel guilty not paying them. I don't feel guilty going out, oh, good, I learned about, downhill domination and Ride's Gone Wild, on the PlayStation 2. I mean, it doesn't mean that I have to send the money via Patreon. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it if I want to. I like Metal Jesus. It doesn't mean that I want to financially support him. I got my own collection to build. I can't be building his collection. But it also doesn't mean I have to go on a hate campaign like a child. I mean, true wrongs don't make a right. And the people that are shouting the loudest against something, they're the most toxic. Think about that. They're the most toxic. Not Metal Jesus wanting to share something. Look, if Metal Jesus doesn't want to, respond to my comment, that's his prerogative. If he only wants to comment back on those that are doing his Patreon, I get it. I understand. Well, guess what, dude? I just won't comment on your videos anymore. I'll still watch them. I'll like them, but I'm not going to give you money. And I'm certainly not going to waste my time to put a heartfelt comment down there that's just going to be stepped on. I won't do that. I comment on the smaller channels because I want to interact with them. I know I like those kind of interactions, and I want to do the same, give something back to them, because that's the pay, that's the money for me, that's the ad revenue for me. It's not money, it's the interaction. With good people in the community, good feedback, good constructive feedback. It does a heart good. It's like medicine. I love it. You become an addict just for that, for getting that kind of attention, for getting those kind of interaction with your friends and viewers. For me, it never gets old. And that's whether I have 400 subs or 4,000 or 40,000 or 400. I mean, to me, these numbers are, marching towards 200,000. It's like, what does that mean? And then what are you going to do when you get to 200,000? You're going to be obsessed with getting a half 500,000. We can do that. We have stretch goal. What's the point of it? What are you going to do with it? Can you even answer those comments? What's sad is that I wouldn't be able to sleep at night. If I had 40,000 subs, I would be, my God, I feel bad. I can't respond to 40,000 comments. I would feel bad. Randomly commenting on some and not others, because I know how I feel. I would feel bad. Sometimes it takes me a whole evening to comment back. But that's what I signed up for. Be careful what you wish for, because you might get it. To me, I think my channel is huge sometimes, because I get so much interaction. I love it. I thrive on that. You guys that watch and don't comment, once in a while, once a year, a couple times a year, leave a comment. It makes my heart feel good. It lets me know that people are watching. Sometimes I see I'm getting 1,000 views. I don't know who's viewing it or whether they like it or not. I don't know, but I never even look at the likes. I've never seen them. I don't know. I don't look at my algorithm thing. I don't care about that. Oh, your viewership has gone up 39.5% this month. I don't care. I don't watch any of that. I turn them off because it's not about likes. It's not about sub numbers. I just want it pure. I would remove the dislike thing if I could, but I can't. YouTube controls that. All I'm interested in is the positive interaction to have the old chat rooms in the old days. When I first got on the internet, they had chat rooms. There were a few political and religious ones that I was involved with early on, just for a while, via a friend of mine. And then even that got kind of toxic, and I got away from that. It's not who I am. I don't put my politics and my religion. I don't wear it on my sleeve. I profess to be a Christian and a believer in God, but yet I'm probably the worst example of a Christian imaginable. I should be ashamed of myself as a Christian. I shouldn't even call myself one. Look at him. He smokes pot, uses the F word. He calls himself a believer of Christ. I don't smoke pot anymore. I can't. My lungs can't take it. It was years ago. I filled my head with crap and trying to be cool, and that's just who I was. I don't make apologies for it, but I'm not proud of it either. I probably destroyed, God knows how many brain cells. And no wonder why I'm sitting here fumbling for words half the time. My bong resin's just eradicated what's left of my poor little synopsis, and my little syntaxes in my brain are just fried. But I learn from life. You learn, you grow up and you change, and you say, well, I wouldn't do that again, but that's part of what made me who I am today, with the crazy cars and the high speed, antics on the road, and the crazy things that I've done, driving all over the country and living all over the country. And these are all things in my ups and downs and trials and errors. They molded and shaped who I am today as a unique character, and if I can help others, and you can learn from me, from my mistakes or from my victories or the things that I think are unique or fun and worthwhile, and I can share that with you and you get a kick out of it, it's all worthwhile. I mean, 85% or more of this channel is about gaming. That's how I started the channel off. It'll always be that. Once in a while, like lately, I've been talking about my new house, which I'm excited about, I mean, I just watched the Happy Console Gamer. He just had his wife, Kim, with him, and they announced they're having a baby, and I go, good. See, that's an episode I like to watch. I went out of my way to watch that. I don't watch him that often, but I said, good for him. I'm jealous. I wish I could have a child of my own. You have no idea the sorrow, the deep sadness I will forever feel, because I'll never know that joy. So I'm happy for him. I think that's great. Doesn't mean I'm going to, send money to his Patreon. But I still like him. I like that video. I clicked a like on it. That helps his channel. Good. If it doesn't, I don't know. I like that. I didn't leave a comment, but I think that's nice. So you don't have to keep it all gaming related. I don't want this to be just all pickups videos or all angry rants against digital games, and it's something I learned from my good mentor, Dr. Wayne Dyer, who died of cancer a few years ago. God rest his soul. If I could call anyone dad, I wish I could call him my dad. I have learned more wisdom from him, and I would be dead. I would not be here today if not for him. That's another vlog. It would be hard for me to talk on camera about, but that's another vlog. But I have the utmost respect for Wayne Dyer. And I've learned so much. He saved my soul, literally, where I was really lost. And I learned a lot of positive things. And one of the greatest wisdoms that I learned from him, and that he said, is that whatever you are for in life will empower you. Whatever you are against in life, it will disempower you and will work against you. So if your whole life is about the things that you're against, it's going to go bad. Just like the Bible says, that he that lives by the sword shall die by the sword. And also the Bible says, I know a lot of you don't believe in God, I understand, but there's a lot of good wisdom. There are good, sound, profound things in the Bible, even if you don't believe in God. And I like those things. You can tell a tree by its fruits. A good tree beareth good fruit, and a bad tree beareth bad fruit. I have a lot, my viewers and friends have a lot of good fruit. I see a lot of good fruit coming from their trees. That tells me they're good people. When I see the negative, when you see their avatar and it's mocking John Hancock or mocking, Metal Jesus or something, and their whole channel is about just hatred and just resentment and jealousy and putting people down, and they're evil, they're Patreon, evil people. These people are toxic. God, how can you take them seriously? They're worse than the e-beggars. I don't like the e-begging. Believe me, I have my own issues with it. I will always be ad and Patreon free, and I'll also be resentment and drama free too. You can count on that. When my friends show up with a new Hellcat, and I have several friends that have Hellcats, I congratulate them. I'm proud of them. Good for you. Go make some killer burnout content for your Mopar channel. I have a lot of car YouTube channels I follow. But one of the things I realized, and in fact, this is one of the reasons why I'm doing this, my friend Mopar Mike, he's a car guy, but he's also an old gamer. He's encouraged. He wants to get back into gaming. He's been away from it. I have a couple of friends that are into cars, and they used to be gamers, and now they're kind of getting back into gaming. It makes me feel good. I felt good to inspire them. If I never had done my car videos, my Mad Max RT things, which I rarely do, you can only spend so much money. One of my favorite channels is Daily Driven Exotics with Damon Fryer and Dave on there. I never miss a day. I watch it every single day. It's only a few minutes a day. They're in their Ferraris and Lamborghinis doing donuts and getting pulled over by the cops. And it's a lot of fun car antics. A lot of it is filmed in my old stomping grounds in LA and Beverly Hills. I had my office in Beverly Hills. I had it on Wilshire Boulevard. I had my own address, my own office there at one time for my little business. And so it's kind of, I love to watch it because they film a lot of it in Beverly Hills and the drama with the cops pulling them over for their loud exhaust and having no front plates, and they're going to take them to jail, they're cuffing them, and it's a lot of fun. You know, I like the donuts and all of the Newport Beach. I lived in all those areas, so I love the show. But I don't comment on the channel. I certainly don't send them Patreon money. I can barely afford tires for my own car. I'm not going to send you money for your Lamborghini. Forget that. You know, but I still can enjoy it. I don't have to be against Damon Fryer. He's a fraud. He's a phony. Look at the money they're wasting, you know, and other people's money. You know, it doesn't do any good. I just enjoy it for what it is, and life goes on. Whatever you're against in life will work against you and weaken you. Whatever you are for in life will empower you. Dean Thompson, an escape to gaming, is for gaming. It is for the fun in the hobby. I look for the fun in games, and guess what, guys? I find it. I look for the fun in cars, and I find it. I debated starting a separate channel for my car stuff, but then I thought about it, and I go, I don't have endless deep pockets to mean buying my car. I'm going to go out and get an Eldrock E4 supercharger for $8,000 and put it on my Challenger. So it puts out 550 horsepower. And believe me, I'm going to do it. Someday I will do that, but not right now. I have a lot of things I have to focus on right now. Down the road, when my warranty expires, I might add, then I'll go ahead and I'll probably get a supercharger for my car and put a blower on it and mono. And I'll make a video, and all of a sudden you'll see a new Mad Max RT video, and I'll be showing me doing, you know, freeway pulls or whatever with it. But that's it. It doesn't mean that I have to do it. But if I focus on a car channel, I mean, you can only do so many burnout videos and so many mod videos. I mean, I don't want to have an endless river of mods in my car. I can't afford it. My car is going to be stock. I have a Canon drop-in air filter in there, which added a little bit of horsepower, and I have a nice set of 40 series Flowmasters, and that's it. It's called free horsepower. It doesn't cost much, and it makes the car sound and look and feel a little bit better, and that's it. I'm leaving it stock right now. Down the road, after it has some miles on it, it's more broken in, I'll probably put a supercharger on it. You know, and I'll make a little video when the time comes, and here's my new supercharger for my, you know, Challenger or whatever. But to have a dedicated car channel, I've already watched channels that were really big a few years ago. After like 1 year, they ran out of ideas. I mean, you can only do so many mods to your little to your Challenger or your Charger. Then what? How many burnout videos and challenge videos? I challenge you to the glove box challenge, and that's what they had, the car community. And so everyone would make a video. I went through my glove box, and this is what I found. I found 4 ketchups and 3 Taco Bell hot sauces, and you know, an old registration from 4 years ago. It's like, who cares? You know, this is how absurd it was. So I'm watching the absurdity in the gaming community. I'm watching the absurdity in the car community. Me and I got this one person, I won't mention it by name, who's real big in the Mopar car scene. And it was like, well, I'm the gateway. If you want to become big in YouTube, we'll do it together. You have to do it through my channel. And I was turned off by that. I've never watched that guy's channel again. I unsubbed. And I said, how dare you? I'm not going to go through you. You're not the gateway or the doorway to Mopar. I'm not interested in that. Who the hell do you think you are? You know, I'm not interested. I won't mention anyone by name. And, you know, that's fine. You like him, that's cool. But I'm very particular. The people that are demanding of me, that want money and they want their respect, and you have to come through me and go through my gateway and all this stuff, I'm like, fuck you. I'll do it my own way. That's just who I am. And would never do that to other people. Look, I do YouTube for me, the way I do it. I'm not saying to do it the way I do it, to sit and posture yourself exactly like me and vlog like that. I'm back. I can't sit forward. I tried to take a pain pill earlier before I did this, and it's just, after a while, I was leaning back on the chair. This chair is the most comfortable chair I have because I can keep my lower back away from it. I'm just going to take a breath. I'm just dying. It's hard for me to do these long vlogs anymore because of my pain issues, but bear with me here, guys. But YouTube has to be fun. If it's not fun for you, don't force yourself to do it. It's sad that there's so much Patreon. It's sad that it's all about what you can get out of it and not what you can give to the community. I've been guilty of it myself. Sometimes I get so focused on myself and my own ideas and concepts in my own videos that I miss out on others. And there's a lot of people that I feel bad. You know, I have over 400 channels I've subscribed to. I just can't watch everything. I feel so bad. I've got all, and I see every once in a while I'll pop in and watch someone's videos, you know, and it's like, God, they're so good. I forgot how good this guy was, you know, and I feel bad. I haven't been watching, but I can only watch so much. Right now, my life is hectic. I can watch like 3 or 4 videos, you know, and some of my friends' channels I like, but I don't particularly like the things that they talk about all the time. I have one friend of mine who does wonderful car videos. I think the world of him. I consider him a good friend. I text him often. He helped me out. He bought me my little mount for my GoPro camera. He's a great guy. He has a great father and son videos. They go out. My favorite videos of his when he goes out and he cruises up and down the boulevards. He takes his son out and they take the car, the Corvette, the Mustang, and all of his. He's got a 392 Scat Pack, you know, Charger now, and he goes out cruising with his kid to the car shows and the car events, and I love those. But then he also does a lot of like car care products. Here's a new tire protected product I'm trying this week, and I know what he's trying to do, and I appreciate it, dude, brother. I think you're doing a great job. I love your videos. I just can't watch every one, and please don't take offense by that. But I do like the things that you do that I like. I watch. If it's something it's like Metal Jesus. I don't watch all of his videos either. But if I'm curious about N64 video, hey, look, he's doing an N64 thing. It just so happens I'm looking for N64. I'll watch it and I'll like his video. I don't care about the Patreon. I don't care. I don't care about how real or phony or whether he charges people to do collabs with him. I don't care about that. I don't get wrapped up on that. It's just a waste of mental thought. Why go down those roads? They're dead end roads. There's nothing to them. You know, you fester on all that negativity, and you're just gonna die of indigestion. Why eat that shit? Don't follow that. Don't fall for that shit. It's just garbage. It's like bad fast food. They're just horrible, and you feel like shit after eating. And you feel like shit after watching those kind of videos, that kind of content, guys. Really, you know, my friend Silverwings21 keeps it pure. This guy he's a real hardcore gamer. He's going for a genuine Guinness Book of World Records to play and beat on hard every N64 game, and by God, he'll do it. If anyone can do it, he can. He's keeping it pure. There's no Patreon. There's no drama around his channel. He certainly has an opinion of what he likes in life and doesn't like in life. I have a feeling that his views are a lot aligned with mine and a lot of things with life and perhaps politics and what have you, but that's good. I know we haven't really talked about it. We don't need to. I'm just happy to see him as a gamer. He's a good dude. He works hard like I do. He does hard, tough work, and he comes home, and gaming is his escapism, just like it was for me. I love painting, but let me tell you something. I come home, you're beat up bad. Even my neck alone, and my back, and my feet, and legs, and ankles, you're just dead tired. There's times I come home, I just want to play, my Wolfenstein: The New Order, which I played and beat. It's a great game. But by the time the new Colossus came out, my body was so beat up, I couldn't, the big Twitch shooters and Doom 2016 and some of the Call of Duty campaign, some of them are so stressful, and I tense up my back and I'm sitting forward and I get wrapped up in them, and I love those games. It takes too much out of me right now. I've got to get my back fixed so I can go back and enjoy those games again. So it's not easy. The guys out there that day in and day out do hard, tough work, you have my utmost respect. It's tough, dude. At a certain point, you become an old fart like me, and you just can't do it anymore. My brain wouldn't accept that. I had everyone telling me, Dean, you should find another line of work. My sister says, you're killing yourself. Why don't you hire guys to do it for you? I go, to me, that's more of a headache. I'm not a business, I'm not that kind of, that's not me. And yelling at guys and, where were you for 15 minutes? I don't want to do that. That's just not who I am. I like to paint. I just want to paint. And I can make really good money doing it. It's a shame. I can't. Now I'm going to have to make probably about $10 an hour less or more, 10, 15 bucks an hour less, and probably get a shit job, not making that much money, making money I made back in the 80s, basically. But, that's what it is. My wife says, Dean, if you get a job doing that, that's fine. Just find something you like. So that's what I'm going to do. And if it pays good money, fine. If it doesn't, I don't care. I just want to do it, pay into Social Security and pay into Medicare and all that so I can retire someday. And, you know, that's fine. I love to work. I like to stay busy. But I want to come, and even this, the painting, I come home and it's just, there's no room left for gaming. I'm so dead tired and just sore and exhausted. On time I take a couple of pain pills after work, I mean, they just make you so tired, it's hard to sit up in a game for 2 or 3 hours. And now with my back, I can't. I mean, I can do about, the other night I did 2 hours on my Terminator Resistance. For me, that's a long session now. When I could do, you know, 5 to 8 hours the night before, I can't do it. So that's why I like the racing games. I can lay down on my side, very kind of casual, and just, you know, carving corners and getting in that Zen state, and I love that. That's great. Platformers too. Little Gex or something, or you know, Rayman Legends or something like that. I can have a blast, and it's so fun and get mesmerized, and a fun little, you know, Luftwaffes, you know, that game on the PlayStation 3. I used to love that one. Little airplane game, and you just get in a little Zen state, and it's just, before you know it, 2 hours has gone by, and you're not sore because you're laying down, and I'm unloading my spine. My bottom, my L5 and S1 disc is gone. It's bone on bone. It is so fucking painful. I drive, you know, 20 minutes in my car, and I get out, and then I take a pain pill, and I just collapse. It's a horrible existence at times. So I'm trying to, you know, wean down off the pain pills, which is not easy right now. I've cut them down consistently for a few weeks now. I take them as I need to, but I'm cutting the pills in half. I'm trying to take half doses and take less on top of that, and it's not been easy. But I'm doing it for a reason, because I want to be awake enough to where I can game and where I can do things, you know. And so it's tough. I'm in a tough corner until I get this operation. You know, and now I got to find a whole new doctor and start all over in a new state, and it's just kind of dreading it in a way, but it is what it is. But anyway, getting back to the vlog, you can see this is who Dean Thompson is. I'm all over the map. I mean, you see 80, hey, look at that squirrel, you know, or yesterday it was a turkey's. I was looking at the turkeys. I have pictures of them I took later that night to show my wife. I mean, there was like 30 of them out in the yard, and some of them are huge. I mean, they'll stand up like over 3 feet tall. You know, they're huge wings, their leaves, their feathers flaring out. The female ones are poaching over, bending over for the male. It's entertaining to watch anyway, but I got like a circus going. I'm trying to pay attention to the vlog, and I got this cavalry, a circus outside the window, and they were jumping up and attacking the glass. And it was funny. A couple of people commented on how humorous it was. If you had seen it, it was even more humorous, but I was trying to tune it out. That's what this show is. You'll see Dean being Dean. I'll talk about gaming, and I'll talk about YouTube, and it's going to wander and meander like a mountain road in the Appalachian Mountains, you know, and who knows where it's going to end up. But if you enjoy the journey with me, and you enjoy what things I have to say, and if you can derive a little wisdom and, you know, life lessons out of what I'm saying, well, then it's all good. That's why I do this. So I hope you enjoyed this, guys. Just something I wanted to talk about with YouTube. I see the negative in it, and I really see the positive, and I wanted to stay positive, you know, and I love my friends at Keep It Gaming. I love their pickups videos. I love to see what they're playing, even the Final Fantasy games I'm not into and stuff. I'll watch them anyway. I just like to see people passionate about the things that they like. You know, just because I'm not into Pokemon doesn't mean I can't respect or appreciate someone else that's into it, or Ninja Turtles, or you know, Final Fantasy, you know, whatever. That's fine. We all have our genres that we like, and that's the beauty of gaming. It's such a really colorful, wide spectrum of game types. You know, there's whole channels that are just nothing but real-time strategy games, like Wasteland and XCOM. That's all they do. I follow 6 or 7 channels that are nothing but Need for Speed and racing games. There's Black Panther, you know, and that other Hippo one and stuff. There's some really good Slap Train and a lot of good racing channels where that's all they do, or Forza, you know, Forza Horizon videos and Forza Horizon 4, and they'll do like a little retrospective thing on Driver 3 and Driver Parallel Lines or Driver San Francisco, and they're fun to watch. I have so many people I'm sub to because it's a smorgasbord, and I love to feast and feed off the big buffet of YouTube and what it is. I prefer it being free and not having to pay for it, and have it locked behind a paywall, and it's crazy. I don't know. Each to their own. Again, I don't have nothing against them. I wish I could contribute to 2 or 3 of them, like Carrot. I wish I could help them out. I just can't. I would be more inclined to help them out if I hadn't been, lied to, and it bothered me about the podcast. And when I asked them straight up about it, I said, just be honest. Just tell me, believe me, I can take it. If it's something I said that offended you, or just let me know. Oh, no, dude, no, it's not that at all. And they dance all around it and come up with bullshit. But in the end, like they said in that movie, Lost Highway, with David Lynch, this cop said there's no such thing as a bad coincidence. And that's kind of how I look at things in life. You kind of pull back and look at it in perspective, and they say one thing, but what their actions speak a lot louder than the words, and you can kind of read between the lines. Doesn't mean you have to hate them. Doesn't mean you have to go on a campaign against them. It just means you learn something about yourself, and you learn something about life and about others, and you live and let live and move on. That's just who I am, what I am. You can hate that if you want. And, Dean, what he doesn't know what he's talking about. It's our duty to expose these guys. No, that's in your head, guys. There's no need to expose anybody. That's just, you've created whipped this thing up in your head, and you guys are disillusioned, man. You got to get off that. Stop drinking that Kool-Aid. It's not good for you. It's Jim Jones shit. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. You'll hear me ranting, going on, pontificating endlessly just about shit. But I love gaming. I love this hobby. I love YouTube. I love the gaming community for what it is and for my interactions with it. You guys are the best. Really enjoy your channels, your kind. If you don't have a channel and you reach out and you share something with me of yourself through a text or through an email or through one of my comment sections, it's very welcome. And I respect and appreciate every one of you that take the time to interact with me and to share what you think about what I had to say or about gaming. And the ones you've given me a lot of ideas and recommendations for games, and I've learned so much from you. And that's the beauty of YouTube and the positive side of it that I gravitate towards. So thank you so much, guys, for watching. Enjoy your games, enjoy YouTube, and enjoy your collections. Take it easy.